Hello and welcome to the middle of pick face. This is the earliest time this replay will let me look at 2 picks and even a few of the bands in. We're about to start second pick face.
What can you do?
We're taking another look at the Untitled Lonewolf team taking on the BlackOtter team that I really should have looked up what they're called between Game 1 and Game 2, but I forgot to because I went to get a drink. Last time, Team Lone Wolf forgot that Spectre is a carry. Let's see what happens this time. And with me here today, of course, is Randy.
Yes, I'm here.
The Doctor of Dota. IO ban, Neeks ban, they're not letting that Neeks back again. Looks like they're really trying to drop the hammer on Copless in particular. The Doom ban is interesting. I've never seen Danny play Pause 3. I don't know how big his roster is, and I feel like as a result of that, any ban you give to the guy is probably going to be a pretty big one. Though I guarantee you anybody could probably play this guy, Abaddon. It was one of the worst things for Death Prophet to see, that much is certain. Combos really well with Warlock as long as they're not laning together. It's like a terrible lane, but after lane phase ends, it gets pretty bad pretty quick. He just needs the Golem, and he needs more than just like one level of his upheaval. Like, Warlock drops upheaval in the middle of the fight with like level 3 or level 4 upheaval, and Abaddon is just murdering people.
Hey, alright.
Just countering out the Abaddon, also going to stop the Warlock from healing. Assuming he gets to do his job anyway. Just sometimes an assumption to make with AA. There's definitely been games where AA has been hypothetically awesome at shutting down healing, but he just got shut down himself too hard. So far it doesn't look like it's going to be that threatening though. I mean, maybe Abaddon blinks on top of his face, but that's it.
Dire team pick.
BlackOtter team also banned out the silencer, which is slightly unfortunate. Would be one of the better ways of dealing with them if you were willing to make sure that you had literally 0 CC in your 3 and under club, which they are not so sure of, so they're going to be running with the Enigma here.
That's why you banned Silencer.
Yep. It is unfortunate to be running Enigma against 2 stuns and well, really 3 stuns, because Lion's got 2 he can use. 2 heroes that can stun and 1 hero that can silence. So it's going to be pretty difficult to do things before the BKB comes out. The good news is, once it is out, there is nothing yet that's going to be able to stop it. You have the OD here. It's an interesting combination of heroes. The OD really, arguably, is mostly here to play cleanup crew on the guys who are not in the black hole, and to be able to casually just drop his ult on the guys who are. But is mostly there so it's like, you know, if Lion does not end up in the black hole, he can't stop it because he's in jail, you see. Nice little insurance policy. Sometimes you see picks like this where you have like the, you know, the Treant and Enigma combo, right? That's the way you want to go out in insurance. Doesn't seem to work that well in my experience. Something like this works a lot better. Got the Medusa coming out here. That's rough. It's one of Abaddon's, assuming that's an Abaddon Pause 3, it's one of Abaddon's worst lanes.
This is like a Draw Ranger game for Dire, honestly. Plus the spec is banned. So
yeah.
Actually banned everything they used against the Drow last game, so you can pick Drow here. Like, legitimately.
Time will tell if that's the direction they choose to go in. I mean, it may be a funny juke, and this might actually be a Pause 1 Abaddon. That's a possibility. Honestly, it's not even the worst possibility in the world at this juncture. I mean, it's a bad matchup in the Medusa, but there are plenty of really good Pause 3 matchups in the Medusa that can make it not a problem in the time scale you need to win with a Pause 1 Abaddon. No Arc Worm, by the way. And it lanes really well. Presumably, Abaddon would be top against Medusa and Lion, which would be horrible. But a Pause 1 Abaddon, or he would be at bot rather, against those two. But Pause 1 Abaddon would be up against the comparatively way easier Death Prophet AA lane for him, which is like just he just eats that. That's nothing to him. Neither of those guys can do anything to him, and he can just bash them all he wants. Or it might be Medusa AA and DP line, which would be two kind of mediocre lanes for him. I think they're thinking the same thing as you, that Earth Spirit ban. I don't think you would ban the Earth Spirit if you weren't thinking about the Drow.
Radiant team pick.
But this could be the funny moment where they pick it.
Maybe. I don't think so. I think Ray's on Medusa.
Dire team
Who
pick.
doesn't really want to carry mid. Yeah, as expected.
Well, it's Enigma against 5 stuns.
It's actually a god tier draw game. They don't pick it small practice.
It's Enigma into 5 stuns, and one of those stuns goes through BKB and is going to be basically guaranteed to happen if you don't start the fight with her in a black hole. So this Enigma game turned from bad to worse. This Drow Ranger game turned from not happening to happening. No malpractice
It's a free
today.
draw game. Like super free. They can't do anything.
Well, they shouldn't be able to do anything. I mean, if Puck goes baller, like if Puck just completely runs all over the OD mid, then at the very least there's a while in the game where you can just keep the thumb down on Drow. But it's a very narrow sort of situation. It's like, I think the opportunity to get rid of Drow in this game is actually even narrower than the opportunity they had to get rid of Spectre in the last game. And they didn't take that opportunity. So it's, I mean, I guess we'll see if they learn from that mistake here. As we awkwardly hang here, because somebody DC'd. There we go.
Prepare for battle.
Well, this is a little bit unusual.
Looks like you shouldn't have done that.
I think they might have still been paused and I just wasn't showing it. Yeah, they were definitely just paused there.
Well,
Very interesting situation. Or maybe not. Maybe that was a weird replay bug. Luckily, everybody's going to get to see that because I want the world to know that this is an independent game made by an independent studio for an independent budget. I mean, they stopped selling the companion. How do you think they're going to support the replay client now? They don't have that money. You know what I mean? So if you are on the Medusa team, if you are on the Radiant in this game, what do you do? Let's say you're the Medusa. What's the
I don't know,
strat?
dude,
What's the play?
honestly.
Damn. You think this one's dead in draft, huh?
I hope you
Seconds to battle.
can beat us the draw or something. I don't know.
Well, just because it's really good does not mean that it will just happen well on its own. The execution still does need to come out for it. We'll have to see if
The battle begins.
split 2 for 2 bounty runes, nothing too interesting happening here. I'll have to see how that goes. Medusa starting out with a magic wand, like the new magic wand, and her second item is going to be the old magic wand from way back. Lion gets pretty messed up here. He has a million tangos though, so he's gonna be fine. As long as he doesn't play the first few minutes of this lane too aggressively. Puck seems to be massively smashing the first few waves here at mid. It does feel like, for the Radiant, mid is going to be the decisive lane this game. Not even necessarily that Puck into OD is a good lane matchup for Puck. I don't really think it's that. But last game, we saw BlackOtter make a few mistakes. We saw him make a few errors in strategy. I feel like, last game, you had the Kunkka where even if Kunkka was ballin', he was in a position where he wasn't going to be able to do much. This time, Puck is like this team's only hope, basically. Like, your only real hope is that every team fight starts with Puck jumping on Drow's face, blowing her up in a half second, and stopping the black hole. Like, that's where we're at here. And that's tough. That is not an easy ask for Puck, but it's possible. It is well within the realm of possibility. So, Puck cannot be allowed to ball here. I get it, ball, because he's an illusory orb.
Yeah.
And there is some good news. Like I said, the Enigma feels is like just not happy this game. I would hate to be the Enigma here. Every single person on the Dire has some way to stop BKB. The Medusa has a way that, not BKB, stop the black hole. Moose has a way that goes through the BKB and can be done in the black hole. The AA is just going to get cut down here by Abaddon. It's going to give Danny what looks like some power play time here, but isn't really. Oh wow, Medusa actually snaked that. The good news for Abaddon is that this is not Medusa Lion. Like, Medusa Lion is pretty unplayable for Abaddon. You just can't do anything, and you probably don't die unless you play like an idiot, but you don't do anything. AA has zero effect on this hero, cannot do a thing. So, things are a lot easier for him as a result. Unless you just drop the shield on nothing. Trying to dodge snake damage, in which case you now have to run back to spawn as penance. Ranger and the Death Prophet having a very chill time at top lane. Only 2 last hits different, and neither one of them are really denying particularly much, to say the least. Maniac getting shot in the back, getting shot in the mani back. Okay. What happens here? Oh no! Oh my god, that was so close. This is the most ideal position to be in Abaddon in. Very good use of the Enigmites there. I think perhaps Rebe Bay got so excited at seeing the prospect of the kill in Abaddon, which is not something you get all that often in lane against him, that he turned a blind eye to his mana at the time. Just slightly unfortunate. I don't think reasonably that happens again. But slightly unfortunate situation for Medusa, to say the least. And exactly the situation you want there as Abaddon. They got so eager in lane. They got so eager thinking this is the one. We got him now. They got so eager with the thought of the kill in their eyes. The second that Aphotic Shield came out, all the hope was lost. And they were just in too deep to turn around. But speaking of in too deep, Copeless.
I'm in too deep, and I'm trying to keep.
Copeless trying to take the 1v2 there. Not especially working well.
Any Sum 41 fans in the audience?
No. Linear last hit advantage on the Radiant's part. All the heroes doing better than all the Dire heroes are in contrast. Look at the net worth chart though. Story is a little bit different, but terribly so. Maniac nearly took a trip to the locker room there in that attempt to go on the Warlock. She's been frustrating him now 2 consecutive games. 2 consecutive games, there's been many situations where the Warlock gets very low in that lane and he just cannot actually get the job done, cannot actually put him down. Goblit's gonna get some damage out on the AA here, but once again,
Radiant's middle tower is
the
under attack.
Enigma is very
Dire's
frail,
bottom tower is under
and
attack.
this Puck haste rune is just going to ruin this guy. A bit unfortunate to say the least. But at the very least, you pull Puck away from mid, and this time OD is at least going to be getting some last hits off of it. Which is an improvement for last game, where the first time Lonewolf ganked, Viper stood behind the tower. Puck did get a kill. Okay, Puck may get a second kill here. Odie has... Oh no. Oh.
Intentional mind games. Just letting that guy know he can't kill him, you know?
Yeah. It's the intentional mind games. It's all part of the plan! Randy, you sound like somebody who doesn't have a lot of faith.
I don't have faith, actually.
Randy, haven't you learned anything from Dutch Vanderland? You gotta have some goddamn faith.
I'd be fucking salivating if I was playing Gras this game.
What you should be thinking of is if you're playing Medusa in this game, you gotta think of the grind. You can't put yourself in those easy wins.
If I was playing Medusa in this game, I might hit my power button every time my power went out. Honestly. But it's just me.
You might say that Dota has this weird crash bug on Linux. It's just not fixable.
Yeah, sorry about that. My Linux crashed.
Ooh, Drow got very low there. I was able to walk it off thanks to the last second upheaval there. Funny combat music. For what? I'm not sure. Funny combat music just for fun, I guess. Puck is the lowest value core right now at the end of lane phase. Which isn't great. Not the best situation. I mean, the biggest upside is, I don't think we need to see that anymore. The biggest upside, I guess, is that, probably the most ballin' person, at least that it feels like at the moment on this team, is the guy who's gonna have the least impact this game, because you're not gonna ever gonna get to Black Hole more than 2 seconds. So there's that. You can get BKB, you can get whatever you want, you're still not gonna get Black Hole more than a couple of seconds. Okay. Let's take a look at that happening. Man, this is a very, very quick kill here.
Hells await the likes of me.
Happens.
Just one Hex and Drow's gone. And the DP ult comes out, Exo is here. Exo is here, but she doesn't have enough mana for bat, so she just has to awkwardly face tank the line. There we go. I mean, it's too late now, but the thought is appreciated at least.
Double damage.
And BlackOtter got DD. And Puck just got a whole bunch of Enigmites. It's a little unfortunate.
Radiant's middle tower is
BlackOtter.
under attack.
Does not know Puck has a regen. More than likely. May soon if he decides to check. But it doesn't really matter anyway, they ended up going opposite directions in the end. And positioning himself a little aggressively, but it looks like not much of a problem
no.
here.
Ray baby. Nice.
Oh, hit it. Oh no, bro. Oh, he waited too long, he got stunned by the Medusa ult.
I mean, if Ray dies, it's actually pretty good. Good? He's dead?
Yep. It's gonna be pretty tough to kill a Baden. And a lot
like that
easier for a
guy's-
Baden to kill the AA.
You're bringing everyone here and you're still losing people. Like, Odie dies, sure, but...
Yeah, Odie was a big kill, but...
Dire's courier has been killed.
Drow's courier was a big kill, but...
Is under attack.
Danny hit the tower! There we go. Now I'm happy.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And, wouldn't you know it, the first tower to go down this game is the Radiant T1 bot, that classic time-honored tradition. Something I don't mention very often anymore. But it is still true. Odie chasing this catapult that I think came from bot. He does get it. Ladies and gentlemen, Odie got the catapult.
When is catapult dragging gonna become a thing? You just drag the cards from the other two lanes to mid or something.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, thanks Arcane Runes are, really interesting. If he said that in the LD2L server, there would have been a weird meme posted by now that I don't get. Maniac decides to face tank 3 imps in a row and loses about a third of his health for it. They're looking to take this top T1. It's already half dead. They're saying, no, Drow, no! Or at least Max is. Still rocking, again, just to mention it again, still rocking that 2-puck clan tag from all the way back in Season 12.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Which, I mean,
Dire's
at
top
least
tower
he's
is
got
under
an LD2L related clan tag. That makes him the only one on his team, I believe. Because he doesn't have one at all. The other guys have what I believe to be mostly RD2L clan tags. Ray is actually, I don't know if he realizes how low he is for how deep he's going here.
Yeah.
OD decides to, okay, he's thought better of it. I was gonna say, if OD decides to show up for this, it could be really bad really fast, but... It's like OD is not exactly certain what he wants to do right now. There's one bit of good news in this world, it's that Medusa and DP are both about a grand up compared to Drow. So there's that. There's one bit of bad news in this world. Puck is tied for last place on the core net worth charts, but you know. I'm not really sure exactly why we tipping Danny, you know? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's annoying.
What can you do?
Ray Bay, now forced to retreat as literally no man at all. At least he has a lion on his team. AA is walking up in the pain here, but... Yeah, when he comes... Super unnecessary. That was actually pretty bad to drop. AA is probably happy now. That is like a super long cooldown skill you just dropped on a 100% guaranteed kill. That is very rough. Okay. Well, that can't happen.
Unexpected end.
My pride.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, Drow has now learned the classic LD2L lesson of just because something is countered, like, doesn't mean it's gone. You still have to actually counter it. Just because you're in a baller Drow lane does not mean that you can show on ways right up to their T1 tower.
Yep.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Baden, I believe. Nearing on, yep, Echo Saber. I'm never confident on these items after the after so many goddamn recipe changes in the last patch. Perhaps a bit much, a bit soon, Valve? Just spitballing here. Gonna make us play the same meta for a year, and then they're like, okay, so we're changing every item's build. Usually this is where you would start talking about your opinion on that, but not today.
Not today.
DP's XO going to elicit a glyph.
Dire's middle tower is
Going
under
to elicit a bunch of people on the team walking right up to her here. Golem coming out to kick out the festivities. Abaddon Sears is looking pretty bad. Cool puck ult. Danny's watching, he should be putting that photic shield up on the Warlock just in case, but it's probably going to be fine. Danny's watching, he's not going to be diving under tower with AA ults on top of him in the future, but it was fine this time. It's level 1, you know, slightly unfortunate. Okay, this is getting more and more unfortunate. Medusa ult. Going on the sidelines, so he's going to get rid of the Enigma. Having a hard time actually killing anybody. Odie next to go down.
tower is under attack. Dire's middle
Medusa has finished up the Manta style at this point.
bottom tower is under
Yeah, very nice.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think he had a bit of an unfortunate sight in that that whole procession. You know, the Enigma could not have possibly laid out a black hole. Basically, the first thing Medusa did when she got into that fight is just ult and run in front of his face, and that's all it took to kill him. You do that, the black hole is gone. And it's a little tough to see any point in the game where that's not going to be the case. Maybe if he gets Aeon discs, that's it. And even then, you still have the fact that the Medusa, well, God decided to give the Radiant a rune today. You still have the fact that the Medusa stuff still goes through BKB. I mean,
I was meant to have this.
gonna be looking at the DP here. DP is a little too fast for the Enigma. He's going to be running towards the Twin Gate. He is not going to be finding an exit that direction, I'm afraid.
Stunned out, actually. Nice.
I mean, it's not that surprising. The Enigmite started attacking her about a femtosecond after she started on the Twin Gate.
Dire's top tower
I was
is under
actually
attack.
down here because this team's looking at doing an early Roche, which is something that you absolutely can do with the Abaddon. Roche, of course, is not actually here, so instead we're going to be looking at Medusa. I think maybe Spidey sensed a little bit? No? I thought she had Spidey sensed it here.
Oh, black hole.
Yeah,
That-
Lion actually uses all of his buttons before the black hole even starts there. Abaddon is AA ulted.
Nice dream coil.
Yeah, well,
Not enough though.
it's a nice
you
dream
nice
coil.
golem.
Yikes, the fatal bonds are just murdering everybody. Canada PMA getting blown up by ghouls in the back. 5 for nothing.
Golem too good.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna let Max have Warlock anymore. I think the era of Max Warlock has sadly come to an end with this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's true. Oh no, they're just barely not gonna get Roche before he leaves. Oh no, never mind. He's gonna get stun locked there. So it's gonna be fine, and he gets the Aegis. To see this guy's name, you just do an impression of like Microsoft Sam when you key mash. Or like
I don't know.
an AI having a stroke.
It could be.
Yeah, I guess it could. Yeah, the only reason I believe it to be an I is because he also has two lowercase i's in there.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
But yeah, it would make sense. I mean, that's right next to the semicolon, which is also right there. So it is probably...
Radiant are scanning.
Which is just the sound that Sideshow Bob makes when he steps on the rake. Medusa's still, for all of this, at the top of the net worth charts at the very least. Not considerably far ahead of the Drow. But is notably ahead of the Drow.
10k net worth on a Medusa's far from 10k net worth on a Drow, honestly.
That's true. But hey, you know, it could be 10k net worth on the Drow and 7k net worth on the Medusa. That would not be great. Blank Dagger up on the Enigma now. That's going to be much outside of one-on-ones, or just small skirmishes, like we saw before. It was a good identification of the opportunity there, I should say. And you knew he kind of had one go at it. Abaddon's getting a little cocky here. Okay, that was like it. Way greedy, old. This is not something you can be doing right now.
Oh, okay. Insane.
Yeah, great golem. Here goes a black hole.
Black hole!
Stuns do come out, but do not actually happen until after the two inside are already dead, and Drow is now here. Uh-oh. Drow's here. She's got Ags.
I'll admit it.
No, she doesn't. What the hell? Oh, that was just Curse of Avernus. Never mind. It just looks the exact same. So, correction, Drow does not have Ags yet. She's just like
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
2k away from it. Big difference. The only good news from that fight for the Radiant is they got a casual kill on the OD, and at least Medusa didn't die. But I mean, if the gold change does not inform me to the fact, yeah, not great for them. Not great for them at all. That was such a horrific go. Like, OD got smashed in 1 second, and Abaddon completely wasted the ult cats. Abaddon completely wasted the
Dire's top
ult.
tower is under attack.
Didn't get anything done with it. They still won the fight, though. US standing getting tipped. Canada. How many goddamn cats you have, Canada? There we go. That was like half of the runtime of this game, holy crap. Warlock has that solar crest. Awesome thing to pop on a friend when you're about to drop that upheaval. Copless is still AFK. I don't think he was here.
Count window shopping.
Maybe. Yeah, I just don't think he was here. That's messed up.
Before that.
Was he moving before that?
Probably like window shopping, I guess.
I guess we can see for absolute certain. See exactly how this goes down. He is definitely here now.
Microing. A good old micro play. Very nice.
Oh, what's happening to me? Oh, I'm dead as fuck.
See, and you were slandering him, saying he was AFK.
That's like
IQ.
that's like the opposite. It's like I would have been slandering him by insinuating that he was here and distracted, instead saying he was AFK and they just went without him. which is
I
like
guess.
not his fault.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I was doing like anti-slander. You were the slanderer. It's just that the slander turned out to be true.
It's not slander if it's true.
There you go. Then what is
It's
it?
just reporting.
There you go. We are broadcast journalists after all.
For the house of Ernest.
Solar Crest shows up on Warlock. Solar Crest shows up on AA. Balance in all things, as Ember Spirit might say. Randy, what's your favorite Ember Spirit line?
Well, I don't know. I'll think about it.
I am Ember Spirit. There you go. That's an Ember Spirit line.
Probably
know-
prepare for a lesson.
Prepare for a lesson. That was a bad take of it, but you know, that's pretty much the gist of it. Drow Ags is out now, which is a very scary thing to hear if you're anybody on that team, basically. I mean, it's not bad for Medusa, but that's it, and she has other problems to deal with when it comes to Drow. Have you ever thought about that? Drow is super good in a Medusa, except the item that is usually why Drow is good, not so much. I mean, the slow is very nice to have, but... At this point, Radiant is bunkering down, trying to play
Radiant's
defensively
middle tower is under
as much as
attack.
possible.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Abaddon and the Solar Crest from the Warlock and the
Radiant's
Enigmites
middle tower
just
has
take this
fallen.
tower down in mere moments.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If only there was an observer on there instead of just the sentry. Goodbye, Enigma.
Okay.
Luth is gonna fall to pieces immediately, but... Okay... Medusa has to stop ignoring Abaddon. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, Puck just got steamrolled in the back line. I was about to ask, where exactly is Drow right now? There exactly is Drow. And the back line. Right where she should be, if you think about it. Not really sure what that smoke was about exactly. It was a very intense, intimidating smoke. It scared the BlackOtter team into retreating. That's what the smoke was about.
Tribute
At
to my
least I'll be
house.
sound of body.
It was the smoke of mercy whenever you get... Can we tip US Danny as a caster? Can we tip him for that? It was a smoke of mercy. When you get hit by the smoke of mercy, you have to give mercy or else you die.
Yeah.
Just getting harpooned
It's like
very soon.
losing the courier is punishable by death or whatever.
Yeah.
If your courier dies, you just fucking die instantly.
Guess who's not gonna be here? Oh, for only 19 seconds though. That's a pretty fortunate turn of events. Usually when you're in this scenario, it's like Roche takes his sweet goddamn time and Medusa is just... Boy, is Medusa sure in the wrong part of town. Sadly for Enigma, gets the ult out before the black hole starts. And her whole team is not far, but
Oh my god.
sadly, sadly,
Tears into bits. This Warlock is such an impact hero. Oh my god.
Abaddon left no air, but it's
Dire's bottom
hard to
tower
say
is
that's
under
gonna make that much of a difference here. Just one casual multi-shot into that. Oh, Puck stole the Wisdom Rune, nice. Just one casual multi-shot into that lineup, killed 3. Immediately.
Radiant's top tower is under
Not
attack.
even there wasn't even time to say it was happening. Really. The other two had to rout. One of the three that got instantly killed, of course, being Medusa. Not the most inspiring situation for your pause one to be in, to say the least. When's Puck getting this stupid thing, huh? When's she getting that parasma? It's a lot of stats, you know. With the band's return, it is now time to do Roche. And with Roche down, it is now time for Drow to take Aegis. And OD to take Cheese. Great. So the one core that was pretty easy to kill now has the Cheese. Awesome. And Dua Lipa Enjoyer is now playing the finals. I've been thinking of checking that game out. If you're in the LD2L community, please comment what you think of the game The Finals below. Have you ever heard of The Finals, Randy?
Yeah, heard good things.
Yeah. The only bad thing I've heard about is apparently hackers are absolutely everywhere and the dev team refuses to do anything about it.
The old Fall Guys classic, yeah.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Pad just takes down a
Top barracks has fallen.
range drags before anyone can do anything about it, but okay, he's in kind of no man's land here now, though. He's got the AA ult on him. Okay, luckily for him, he just barely does not get affected by the does not dip under the 400 HP rather to start the ult. I'm gonna sit back, take a breather, try again when they have Black Hole here. I think it's a little ambitious to think the Black Hole's gonna do anything here. They do have the BKB at least, so the only thing that's gonna stop them is the Medusa ult. There's that. The chances of them getting the Black Hole without the Medusa ult are somewhat low, but... okay. Massive car crash of...
Oh boy.
ults comes out. Medusa melts. Black Hole does not come out. Black Hole, as it turns out, was not needed. Did Abaddon just... yeah, Abaddon was just ulted inside of the OD jail there, slightly unfortunate. Not like it matters all that much. Death Prophet's gonna take a fall. First strikes the game is going to go down. Hyper-realistic Timbersaw statue, because it didn't load correctly, is not going to be happy.
Middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower
Nice
is
dodge of the
fallen.
bats there with the OD imprisonment.
Is under attack.
OD's starting to do some pretty bananas damage. He buys back just to try and get the Warlock from downtown. He might actually get him too. Nope, Abaddon's gonna put on that aphotic shield. And Lion's gonna die just trying to stick his neck out for the assault. Abaddon going in once more, ult's still available. A ult is not. OD eats the cheese and is just gonna die again anyway though. Bit unfortunate. Once again, the meeting of the minds here as all the Abaddon illusions take on all the Medusa illusions. The Abaddon illusions win! And Drow puts the Death Prophet down. That is a dieback for the Death Prophet here.
Dire's
Oof.
is under attack.
Drow micro this illusion, Drow! Drow micro the illusion! That's okay. He denied the range strikes anyway. Not like he's gonna
Dire's
live, but
bottom tower is under
it's
attack.
kind of funny. Lone Wolf gets tipped for that. Actual agent. True. I mean, in fairness, denying it was the right play when you consider Drow had the illusion there. Just because she didn't notice it didn't mean that she couldn't have. It would not be the best thing to assume your enemy is not going to notice that, you know? Or your opponent, as it were.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Randy, you're a doctor, right?
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
Break out the toe tags or what?
Bro, I was doing that like after drafts.
Hey, you know, just because the patient's, you know, in a coma and has terminal cancer doesn't mean they're dead already. I mean, I don't think it was... Like I said, it wasn't unwinnable, but it looked really, really hard. I do not blame them for not... I mean, I guess they could hypothetically turn this around if God came down from the sky and smote Drow with all his might, but... You know, I do not blame them for not winning this one. They had a very, very small and narrow path to victory. Smaller and more narrow than Hank Hill's urethra. And not being able to tread down that road is, well, let's just say it like this. The smaller your path to victory, the easier it is for the enemy to just build a big blockade right over it. You know, Puck was really all they had. Puck's early game was okay, but nothing that even looked great. Oh man, all the force deaths here. These two actually get away. Which is tragic for both me and the, okay, maybe not. Never mind. I was about to say, it's tragic for both me and the Dire, as now we have to wait even longer for this hopeless game to finish. You know, it's ironic US Danny's on the Dire, because, this type of gameplay reminds me quite a bit of a team that, I believe the first team we saw US Danny on here, as casters on the LD2L. I'm not going to elaborate on why, if you know, you know.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Or as the cool kids say, yik yik. Oh, Maniac's got a more family-friendly statue this time. That's good. A non-demonetizing statue. Oh, Drow almost accidentally walked uphill because the vision disappeared. Slow casual siege on this tier 3. Just daring them to walk forward. Luth dares, but not for long. Like that Observer Ward. Very cheeky. Who's got that? Who's got that Phoenix Observer Ward? That would be AA. I really thought Luth was about to just break his items. This is an awesome black hole. Puck is here, but he's just so far. He's just so unprepared for it.
Oh man.
What a set of awesome black
called it.
holes. What a set of awesome black holes for a terrible Enigma game. Like this, the fact that he got any impact black holes at all, very good testament to Goblus' eye for this game, I think. And a resounding 2-0 victory. I think, not one a lot of people would have predicted from the outset. Not one a lot of people would have predicted from this matchup on paper. But them's the breaks. I feel like the core issue with the Untitled Lonewolf team as it stands is the strategy. It does not feel like there's any sort of unified strategy for this lineup going into these games. In Game 1, for example, there was one real clear way that they could possibly win the game. Just squash the Spectre early. But they did not pay that idea much heed, and when it came to the actual execution of fights, when it came to tactically as well, they were all sort of on different pages, you know. Like I said, I don't mean to flame the guy. It's not like a bad play, it's bad communication. In Game 1, when Luth is like really far away from the rest of his team, one of the few credible times they actually have the kill on Spectre, he just says, okay, done with that, and goes off the side to play with Doom, right? That is not bueno. It felt like there was a lot of sort of on this Lone Wolf lineup. A lot of kind of guys running around doing stuff, playing their own game of Dota. And it did not feel that way on the Accomplice team. It's not actually true. It did not feel that way on the BlackOtter team. It felt like the BlackOtter team. Things came out a lot more deliberate. The planning, the execution of things was a lot better. And game one, the lineup was, you know, it's not like it was impossible to get the kills on Drow, but as you pointed out, they're not Drow on Spectre, but as you pointed out, they were sort of acknowledging, even if on a half measure to a degree, they were acknowledging that the issue they had and they were playing around it. In game two, they knew that all they needed to do to win was just put enough bodies in front of the enemy team that Drow could just free farm, and Drow does, and just stomps all over it. And it feels like that was, I don't know, a hole in the draft. I feel like especially if you're a Pause 1 player and you just played Drow Ranger, surely you should at least be on the back of your mind, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It just does not seem like the coordination factor is there yet on Lone Wolf. It seems like this team, more than any of the other teams that we've seen so far, I believe, needs some time in the oven, needs some time queuing together, needs some time making these things actually work. Because right now, this team is looking like five strangers that barely know each other, and that is not great. What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, sorry, I was fucking sneezing. That's what I think about it, actually. The sneeze that you couldn't hear.
Yeah, there we go. Sneeze that you could not hear. Draft game needs some work, but I feel like that a draft game like this is another symptom of just bad coordination. Like, you know, I'm sure Ray Bebe won a game in this league. I would bet you $1,000,000 that he was at least thinking Drow. But if it got voiced, it didn't get listened to. I don't know. I don't know. That could be a situation where guys
Yeah.
aren't talking. That could be a situation where guys aren't listening. But one of those things is definitely happening. And if it's not, then oh boy, I'm sweating for you guys already. If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. It's too late to get into this season unless this guy actually does turn out to be a smurf. But it's never too late to be standing in. Stand-ins needed all the time in this league. It is not too late to be popping queues, happening almost nightly. Even in-houses are still popping up from time to time. People are just saying, hey, somebody get 5 guys together, scrim our team from time to time. So, all kinds of crazy crap to do. And we'll see you next time with some more fantastic replay casts.